Hi there, Mickey Mankus here with Out the Back Door. Today I want to talk to you about best by dates on food and are they safe to eat after that date? Join me. I was getting ready to have breakfast and I decided I wanted cottage cheese and fruit on top of it. And actually the cottage cheese that I have here, the best by date on here is August 3rd. Today is July 7th. And that's far enough out. If I would have forgotten this in the back of the refrigerator and it went past that date, it would probably still be good. Most of the time, things that like cottage cheese, buttermilk, yogurt, that type, I've been able to consume safely a week or two past the best by date. I can a lot of my own food, and back in 2013 I bought an abundance of peaches and canned them. I actually have a jar from September of 2013 that I'm going to use on my cottage cheese today. The color has darkened a tiny bit for being 7 years old, but other than that, let's pop it open. Were you able to hear the seal open? There was a suction, a vacuum there. And I've been eating these peaches ever since, and to me, they're fine. What I would like to share with you today is how sell-by dates and best by dates has come to be. Back in the 50s, there was a small store that decided to put some kind of a date on their product or whatever. Just kind of sharing that this is how long it would be fresh for. And it didn't actually enter into the supermarket industry onto the shelves as a sell-by date until the early 1970s. I believe it was 1973. Pretty soon, all the manufacturers were following suit, putting a best by date on there. It's not really an expiration date. It's a best by or sell-by date. In the United States, the only thing that the federal law mandates a date on is infant formula, nothing else. But a lot of the states in the United States have adopted the regulations of mandatory dates on milk, eggs, meat. Other than that, the manufacturers of all food items that do put sell-by dates or best by dates on there are doing it voluntarily. And to me, I feel this is kind of a guideline for a person when they're purchasing something to get the freshest item possible. And yet, to me, it's also a deception move by the industry because so many people are looking at these dates as written in stone that I can't eat this product. I can't eat this food after that date because I might get sick. It might hurt me. And that's wrong. As I showed you that jar of peaches that I had that I canned in 2013 because I had an overabundance of cases of peaches that I canned, I'm still eating them. And they're fine. They're good. So that's the main thing that I'd like to drive across, especially on canned products. When you go to the grocery store, you pick up the jar, the can, and you're looking at it, and it's like, okay, and you get it home, and you put it in your pantry, and say 4 months down the line, all of a sudden you grab that can of green beans or something, and it's like, oh, the best by date said a week ago. I can't eat this. And they toss it in the garbage. People, you're wasting money. Don't do that. It's a voluntary date, and where the manufacturers come up with these dates from, how they figure that this is when their product is going to be at its freshest, and now it's going to go blah after that. I don't know. Do they do studies? I'm not sure. But I think they're just kind of guesstimating and saying, okay, Most items you see on the shelf, the canned items usually have like a 1 to 2 year sell by date down the line. But I would still keep those things for years if I had to. I rotate my pantry out all the time. So when I am buying things from the store or even the canned food that I make and I put up, I am putting the newer product in the back. So I'm using the older. I'm always rotating my food. You should be doing the same thing also. But occasionally I get some food that gets missed, getting moved up towards the front so that I use it, and it gets a little bit older and older and older. I'm not afraid to use it though. It's still good. If the can isn't bulged, if it isn't rusty, go ahead and open it up. Now here's where canners know to decide when they open a jar of something that they've put up, is it good or not? They use 3 different senses. First thing is our eyes. We're going to look to see, is the product looking good? Is there any discoloration? Is there any mold? If so, throw it out. The next is our smell. We can smell the product. Does it smell good? Does it smell funky? If it smells funky, throw it out. And the next is going to be the taste. Our taste buds tell all. Okay, so you're tasting this and it tastes fine. Wonderful. But if it has an off flavor and you're just not sure about it, use your gut instinct and throw it out. I would much rather have you throw something out in that sense than getting sick. But just because there's a date on something, don't think you cannot consume it after that date. Let's talk about dried box products, cake mixes and such, that type of thing. That has flour in it. So the best by date on there is actually a guideline of some sort. You don't want to keep them for a very long time after that unless you store them in an airtight container, because flour will start becoming stale. And that's the flavor you're going to get in a boxed cake mix. Now, I don't do boxed cake mixes. I make my cakes from scratch, but I'm just using that as an example. Crackers are the same thing. You've got flour and oil in crackers, and they do last for quite a while, but they will become stale after a while, unless they are repackaged somehow more in an airtight container or bag, that type of thing. Oh, pasta. Pasta, the only reason I would say store in an airtight container is to keep the bugs out. Otherwise, pasta will last for a very, very long time. Like I said, the manufacturer is putting the best by, sell by dates on there. I don't know why. To get you to throw it away and buy more. Don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into that deception, people, please. I'm trying to help you save some money. Okay, let's talk about dairy. Yes, they put dates on the dairy and the milk and everything. I've had milk go sour before the best by date. I've eaten cottage cheese up to a month past its best by date. Yogurt is another thing. Yogurt will last a very long time past its best by date. My homemade yogurt, that's another story. It has a longer best by date on it. So it's more or less a common sense type of thing. Visualizing what your product looks like, smelling it to see if it smells good or not, and then your taste. Breads and such, they do put a date on there because it's like, after a while, they do start getting stale. Cheese has a very long best by date. And even if cheese, once you've opened it, gets mold on it, technically, you can cut that section of mold off and continue eating the rest of your block cheese. Don't think that you can't and that you've got to pitch the whole thing. There's different ways of preserving your foods a little bit longer when they actually do have a shorter shelf life. I hope this has been informative for you, giving you the insight that you don't need to throw everything away just because of the date the manufacturer has put on their product. Stop wasting food, America. Wake up to what the industry is doing to you. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. If you have comments or questions, please leave them below. And I really hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.